We will be looking at how XRP cryptocurrency and Ripple's payment solutions can be helpful in banking for the unbanked. While it is still unclear when the judgment in XRP lawsuit will come out, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse criticized the SEC yet again. However, will all coins be in danger if the SEC procures a win over Ripple? Are you surprised as Ripple leads trading volumes on Australia's top exchanges? Well, stick with me to the end of the video to find out why. Welcome to our channel, where we talk about the latest updates on XRP and the cryptocurrency world in general. If this is the first time you are watching one of our videos, we send you a special welcome. We invite you to click the notification bell so you never miss another video. We are going to announce that this channel has a giveaway of 200 XRP. To have the chance to participate, all you have to do is subscribe to the channel, like this video and comment with the hashtag XRP, and the winner will be announced on January 31st. Community-managed account of XRP enthusiast at W. Kahneman shared the highlights of the latest report on cryptocurrencies prospects in Africa made by the United Nations Development Program team. The United Nations Development Program, UNDP, a UN organization focused on supporting countries and communities in combating poverty, shared its cryptocurrency in Africa, alternative opportunities for advancing the Sustainable Development Goals. XRP token and Ripple Incorporated remittances solutions are mentioned as useful instruments. Authors of the thesis analyzed one use case for XRP, using the token and payment corridors for low-cost and nearly instant remittances. Per the text, XRP can bridge two local fiat currencies in a cost-efficient manner. Through Ripple's line of credit service, a conversion between the two currencies can be organized at a locked-in exchange rate. Then, the parties can repay the credit on a convenient schedule. At the same time, since XRP is an altcoin not pegged to fiat currencies, the problem of volatility is inevitable when using it in cross-border remittances. As such, XRP should be hedged by additional financial instruments. The authors of the thesis proposed to experiment with industry-scale cryptocurrency derivative services to let the payment processors protect their capital against volatility spikes. Also, some recommendations for nation-states in the UNDP paper include supporting local cryptocurrency products, building clear regulatory frameworks, and increasing trust in digital assets as payment instruments and as a way of investing. As covered previously, Ripple Incorporated strengthens its presence in Africa. In December 2022, its partners started providing remittances from 19 African states to Europe. Nala, a Tanzanian fintech company, provides the technical basis for this development. On the other hand, Ripple CEO Brad Garlinghouse came out heavily in criticism against the SEC yet again on Wednesday. While it is still not clear as to when the XRP versus SEC lawsuit judgment will be out, Garlinghouse criticized the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission's behavior in the lawsuit. Speaking on the occasion of the World Economic Forum annual meeting, the Ripple CEO touched about the timeline for the lawsuit closure. He said the judgment could be out in the space of a few months. Earlier, Garlinghouse said there was zero chance that both parties could reach a settlement due to fundamental differences. Any settlement would depend on whether the SEC recognizes XRP as not a security, he added. The XRP case revolves around the SEC's allegation that Ripple's sale of XRP represented sales of unregistered securities. However, Ripple always contested that view and kept fighting the argument. Speaking to CNBC, the Ripple CEO described SEC's behavior while handling the XRP case as embarrassing as a U.S. citizen. Garlinghouse said he was expecting that the judge overseeing the XRP lawsuit would come out with the judgment in 2023 itself. In fact, he is optimistic of the judgment to be out in the space of months. The case is now fully filed and fully briefed in front of the judge, and we expect a decision certainly in 2023, he said. The SEC's behavior while handling the XRP case was embarrassing as a U.S. citizen. There are some of the things you have seen happen, and you are like, you've got to be kidding me. Furthermore, John E. Deaton, the founder of CryptoLaw, shared his insights on why the SEC versus Ripple case could put every coin in danger. He dropped a YouTube video stating why he believes the win for the SEC is not a positive thing for the cryptocurrency industry. He also mentioned that he and 75,000 of his closest friends have known it for some time. Stuart Alderoty, general counsel at Ripple, also tweeted that the experts would agree about the significant impact on cryptocurrency's future in the U.S. depending on the outcome of the ongoing case. Deaton also spoke about his approach when the SEC sued Ripple, alleging that XRP was a security. He also stated that is the functional equivalent of saying oranges were securities. Deaton also argued about his approach during that time, asking Coinbase not to delist XRP and instead filing a motion to intervene or asked to be amicus. Crypto Law founder also agreed that it was a super aggressive approach, for which he believes 95% of corporate counsel would argue that he is insane. Deaton also stressed the fact that tens of thousands of XRP holders agreed with him and joined in his motion just because they believed the complaint to be baseless. It all began in December 2020, when the SEC sued Ripple for allegedly selling unregistered securities. The lawsuit claims that XRP is a security rather than a commodity and that the company illegally raised $1.8 billion by selling it. The lawsuit has been dragging on since then, with the community waiting for a positive outcome. Why and how did Ripple lead the trading volumes on Australia's top exchanges? Also, what's latest with the dubious XRP clone? Stay tuned to find out more. Please, do not forget to subscribe to our channel and also hit that notification bell to be the first person to get more updates about the latest happenings as regards to XRP. Ripple is gaining immense ground in Australia, according to a financial review publication shared by Neil Smith, partner engineer at Ripple. According to the Australian-based financial review news site, XRP now dominates trading volumes at some of Australia's top digital exchanges, as Ripple-based international remittances become a key use case. XRP accounted for 62% of volumes on Melbourne-based Bitcoin markets and 82% of volumes on the Independent Reserve Exchange over the past 24 hours. Bitcoin Markets Chief Executive Caroline Bowler said Bitcoin Markets is a Ripple on-demand liquidity, ODL, partner for Australia, hence the reason why XRP took a larger chunk of its trading volumes. Effectively, ODL helps companies manage cross-border payments without requiring correspondent banking and pre-funding costs. It uses XRP to help facilitate part of this process, hence the trading volumes on our platforms. It is a larger percentage on our platform, as crypto market volumes overall are still relatively flat across the industry, Bowler was quoted as having said. On Sydney-based Independent Reserve, XRP transactions made up $10.2 million in 24-hour volume, significantly more than all other cryptocurrencies combined. Adrian Prezolazny, Chief Executive Officer of the exchange, said market makers and international remitters on the ODL network were among the clients trading XRP. Ripple is currently in the middle of a legal battle with the SEC, which many say is likely to have a big impact on crypto markets. The outcome of the lawsuit might help to answer the question of who should regulate cryptocurrencies and whether XRP and possibly all other cryptocurrencies should be subject to the authority of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission. However, a token with a seemingly familiar name but an unfamiliar prefix got into the top 3 most trending crypto assets on CoinMarketCap. XRP Classic is one of the most interesting cryptocurrencies at the moment, but little is known about what it is and how it relates to XRP. According to the same portal, XRP Classic token is a token created on the BEP20 network, which is already suspicious primarily because of the number of blank tokens that are easy and cheap to create on that network. There is no contract on XRP Ledger for this asset. Examining the website and the project's white paper raises new suspicions about its relevance and authenticity. According to the white paper, XRP Classic is a refi project, which stands for regenerative finance. Funny, but the whole presentation about it looks like it was copied from somewhere and pasted without a single mention of the project or the token at all. On the website, however, there is a roadmap for the project, which involves working on increasing the number of token holders, where in the end the token will have to be listed on a major exchange. At the same time, the token has risen 400% in the last 30 days, which apparently combined with the XRP in the name have caught the attention of portal users and set it trending. So we come to the end of this video. If you enjoyed it, like the video and don't forget to subscribe. This really helps me with the YouTube algorithm. Also share this video to as many people as possible. Let's get this news everywhere. If you are a true cryptocurrency fan, don't miss any of our content. See you tomorrow to talk about the latest news that concerns us all as a community.